Imagine a place where time stands still, a place where people live as they have for thousands of years without any contact with the modern world. A place where outsiders are not welcome and where any attempt to approach is met with hostility and violence. A place where the secrets of an ancient and mysterious culture are hidden from the eyes of the world. This place is North Sentinel Island, one of the most isolated and forbidden places on Earth. North Sentinel Island is a small island in the Bay of Bengal, part of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, an Indian Union territory. The island is about the size of Manhattan but has no roads, no buildings, no electricity, and no internet. The island is covered by dense forest and surrounded by coral reefs. The island is home to the Sentinelese people, one of the last uncontacted tribes in the world. The Sentinelese people have lived on the island for at least 60,000 years and have resisted any form of contact with the outside world. They speak a language that is unknown to anyone else and have a culture that is unique and fascinating. They live in simple huts, hunt and fish with bows and arrows, and wear no clothes. They are fiercely independent and territorial and defend their island from any intruders. They have killed or injured many people who have tried to visit or study them, including fishermen, explorers, missionaries, and journalists. They have also survived natural disasters such as earthquakes and tsunamis and have shown remarkable resilience and adaptation. The Indian government has declared North Sentinel Island as a tribal reserve and has banned any form of travel or contact with the island or its inhabitants. The island and its people are protected under the Andaman and Nicobar Islands Protection of Aboriginal Tribes Act of 1956, which prohibits any approach closer than 5 nautical miles from the island. The Indian Navy and Coast Guard patrol the waters around the island and enforce the exclusion zone. The Indian government respects the wishes and rights of the Sentinelese people and does not interfere with their way of life. The Indian government also recognizes the dangers and risks of contact, both for the Sentinelese people and for the outsiders. The Sentinelese people have no immunity to common diseases, such as the flu or the coronavirus, and could be wiped out by an epidemic. The outsiders could also face violence and death at the hands of the Sentinelese people, who see them as enemies and threats. But not everyone respects or follows the rules of the Indian government. Some people are curious and adventurous and want to see and explore the island for themselves. Some people are greedy and exploitative and want to exploit the island and its people for their own gain. Some people are religious and missionary and want to convert the island and its people to their own faith. Some people are ignorant and reckless and do not understand or care about the consequences of their actions. These people have tried to break the law and have attempted to visit or contact the island despite the warnings and prohibitions. These people have faced the wrath and resistance of the Sentinelese people and have paid the price for their intrusion. One of the most notorious and tragic examples of such an attempt was the case of John Allen Chow, a 26-year-old American missionary who was killed by the Sentinelese people in 2018. Chow was a Christian evangelist who had a passion for spreading the gospel to the unreached people of the world. He had visited the Andaman and Nicobar Islands several times and had become obsessed with the idea of reaching the Sentinelese people. He believed that God had called him to bring the message of Jesus to them and that he had to fulfill his mission no matter what. He ignored the law and hired some local fishermen to take him to the island. He bribed them with money and persuaded them to break the rules. He also brought some gifts such as a football, a fish, and a Bible. He hoped that these gifts would help him to befriend and communicate with the Sentinelese people and to share his faith with them. But his plan did not work out as he expected. As soon as he landed on the island, he was greeted by a group of angry and armed Sentinelese men who shouted and threw arrows at him. He tried to talk to them and to show them his gifts, but they did not understand or appreciate his gestures. They chased him away and wounded him with their arrows. The fishermen saw from a distance that the Sentinelese people had killed him and had dragged his body to the beach. They reported the incident to the authorities and were arrested for their involvement. The Indian government tried to recover Chow's body, but faced resistance and hostility from the Sentinelese people. The Indian government decided to respect the wishes and rights of the Sentinelese people and to leave them and Chow's body alone. Chows Death sparked a global debate and controversy about the ethics and legality of contacting the isolated tribes. Some people praised Chow for his bravery and faith and said that he was a martyr and a hero. Some people criticized Chow for his arrogance and foolishness and said that he was a trespasser and a troublemaker. Some people argued that the Sentinelese people should be contacted and helped, and that they deserve to know and enjoy the benefits of the modern world. Some people argued that the Sentinelese people should be left alone and protected, and that they had the right to choose and preserve their own way of life. Some people also questioned the role and responsibility of the Indian government and the international community in dealing with the issue of the isolated tribes. Some people suggested that the Indian government should do more to enforce the law and to prevent any further attempts to visit or contact the island. Some people suggested that the Indian government should do less to interfere with the island and to respect the sovereignty and autonomy of the Sentinelese people. The story of North Sentinel Island is a story of mystery and mystery, of conflict and contrast, of isolation and interaction. It is a story that challenges and fascinates us and that raises many questions and dilemmas. It is a story that has no easy answers and that has no clear endings. It is a story that continues to unfold and to surprise us. It is a story of a place where time stands still and where the world won't leave it alone.